They came in silence, not with conquest, not with glory but with grief. The last children of Mars, fleeing a world swallowed by fire, rode the current of stars in hollow vessels of gold and memory. Behind them, the once great cities crumbled into the crimson sand. Oceans hissed into steam. The sky, once bright and blue, faded into the ochre dusk of extinction. The exodus was not planned. It was desperate. The Council of Tharsis, guardians of Martian science and soul, had warned the high houses for centuries. The core was the planetary grid, once powered by crystalline resonance, had fractured. Something ancient buried deep beneath Olympus. Monks had awakened. A weapon, perhaps, or a sentient force left from a war no one remembered starting. And so, Mars died. But not all Martians perished with it. A fleet of 13 ships was launched each encoded with the genetic archives of a civilization older than Earth's moon. At their center sat Salansa, the last sovereign of Mars. Not a king, but a keeper being born, not of blood, but of consensus, chosen to hold the soul of the people. Their destination, Terrea Lush. Blue orb on the third orbital rung of Sol. Younger, wilder, primitive, and yet perfect. The voyage was long. They traveled not just through space, but time, hibernating in crystalline sarcophagi while their ships bent reality, weaving through wormholes like needle and thread. Some did not survive. One ship was lost beyond Saturn's rings. Another imploded near Jupiter, shattered by gravitational tides. Only 7 vessels reached Earth, and Earth was unready. The Martians descended not as gods, but as refugees. Their language was music, their thought, light, their bodies tall and radiant, flickering between form and energy. To the early humans hairless, crouched, barely aware they were fire-made flesh. At first, they stayed hidden, watching from the highlands of Sumer and the plateaus of Kemet. They built no cities. They walked barefoot across rivers and skies, scanning the resonance of this new world. And then, slowly, they began to intervene. They took the raw clay of early man, violent, curious, incomplete, and tuned it. They did not create humanity, but accelerated it. A nudge in the genome, a whisper in the dreamtime. Fire, writing, farming, thought. They taught not by command, but by example. The first temples were not altars, but resonance chambers, harmonic stations to balance the Earth's field, heal the mind, and anchor memory. But not all Martians agreed. A schism formed among the surviving houses. Solanka, the sovereign, believed in guiding humanity with compassion and patience. But his brother, Kael'tor, scarred by the destruction of Mars, sought order through control. He believed Earth's people would destroy themselves unless bound by structure, obedience, and fear. Kael'tor taught kings to conquer. He gave metal to warlords. He whispered blood rituals to shamans, binding energy to sacrifice. He created hierarchy, currency, and thrones. And when Salansa refused to stop him, the first war of the gods began. It was not fought with blade, it was fought with frequencies. 2 philosophies encoded into monuments, embedded into bloodlines, inscribed in stone and myth. Egypt and Atlantis, Lemuria and Sumer, light and shadow. In the end, the war tore their unity apart. Some of the Martians, heartbroken, left Earth entirely, vanishing into the seas or ascending into orbit, promising to return when the cycle turned. Others went underground, deep beneath mountains and deserts, watching quietly. And some became human, not by disguise, but by choice. They let their radiant forms dissolve. They took flesh, bone, and blood. They bore children with earthwomen. Their lineage, half celestial, half terrestrial, became the keepers of memory, kings, prophets, architects, and poets. In every age, a few would awaken dreaming of stars, seeing symbols, speaking languages no one taught them. They would be called mad or holy. The memory of Mars faded into myth. The shining beings became gods, then demons, then forgotten entirely. Only whispers remained in the ziggurats of Uruk, the glyphs of Abydos, the forbidden scrolls of the But the bloodlines endured. The dreams endured. And now, the stars shift once more. Satellites detect anomalies near the asteroid belt. The trajectory of an ancient object, long dismissed, grows nearer. The red planet stirs, dust devils swirl in geometric spirals. Ice melts where it should not. And the children of Solankoskatad across Earth, unaware of their origin, begin to dream again. They dream of crystal cities, of twin moons, of a sky that burned. They feel the pull of memory, not just of who they are, but of who we all might become. Because the story of Mars is not just about a planet that died. It is about a people who survived, and a world that was never meant to forget them.